I don't get it.
Podcast.
You guys, Naz's lashes are so long. So she, if you guys remember, I don't know if we ever talked about it. She was addicted to lash extensions for like 3 years.
Could not. That was my look.
I know, but before you were addicted, I was addicted. Of course, everybody saw it on the Bachelor shows.
Yeah,
and then I eventually was like,
yeah,
okay.
you were Lashley.
Yeah, I was Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my lashes did look ridiculous on Crystal's this season.
I forget that you were literally known for eyelashes. Like that was your brand.
I know, but
wild.
that's because they were so wild.
Yeah.
Okay, they were ridiculous.
Yeah,
and then I totally adjusted throughout Paradise and stuff. But I was so into them for like 3 years. But there was like the time commitment, sitting there with my eyelashes closed, my lids closed.
Yeah.
But mostly the money. Like it was
so expensive.
What was it? It was like $150 every 3 weeks.
Mine was like $300 every month and a half.
Yeah, you
so
went
the same,
further,
kind of. Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I have to. This is actually when I stopped. It was after Paradise 3. And I didn't have, they were all gone. Like the salt water and the heat and the sweat and all that just took them all off. So I came home and I was like, you know what? Let me try something else. Let's try Latisse. And as much as I had nothing for like 3 weeks, as soon as you get over that hurdle, they start growing like weeds and you never need lash extensions ever again. And Naz recently did that. When did you cut off? When did you get clean?
Well,
of the
what's funny is
extensions?
I don't even think you know how influential you've been on my face. You're like the creator behind my face, technically. So
you look better than ever right now. You look super pretty.
When I met Ashley and Lauren on Paradise, I don't even think I had eyelash extensions. I think I remember asking you in Paradise on the beach, Ashley, should I get eyelash extensions? And then I remember getting Samantha.
Yeah.
What was Samantha's last name again?
Stefan.
Yeah, Samantha Steffan's eyelash person, because hers looks so natural. So I was like, I'm going to go to her lady.
Hers looks so good.
So you didn't want to go to Ashley's lady.
I didn't know where Ashley didn't live in that. Did
Lauren,
you live in
that's
LA?
when we were going to that place.
I know. I just made
not
a
the first
joke.
season.
Yeah.
We went to
No,
this
but you're right. I didn't want.
Yeah,
to.
you're like, not my style.
Yeah,
but
well,
thank
I
you.
wasn't going
Yeah.
anywhere in LA really at that point.
No.
Like not consistently.
I don't
was
think
like
you
trying
went
a whole
anywhere
bunch
in
of
LA
places.
for lashes. Ever.
But the place that did my lashes before going on Chris's season, which was when I looked absolutely freaking ridiculous in hindsight, was the Jersey place. If Chris was the Jersey place.
Of course, yeah.
And I thought they looked a bomb.
You know what? Mine looked pretty good, though. Mine looked pretty natural. Yours for
yours
some reason, were really long.
Lauren, yours has always looked natural, even when you've gotten them recently. So, anyways,
remember when Dad was like, "Those look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those look so ridiculous," and I was like, "Dad, that looks so good."
I'm going back in my photos, looking at them now.
It's so funny looking back at even my pictures. And then Ashley went natural, and then I started thinking about it. And then last year, I was just like, I want to see. I think on Instagram, the natural look started getting started with. I don't want to say it started with Kim, but like everyone started wearing less makeup, and so then I started to think like, oh, this no makeup in the sun, like natural lash look picture that everyone's taking. Like maybe that's the trend I should be following.
Yeah.
So then I took them off, and I remember crying.
Yeah, I mean,
Ashley,
you had nothing.
I had nothing.
Like
you guys.
It's weird, you guys, how it goes. You like, even if you have dark hair like Naz and I, for
had
some reason they're like
nothing.
blonde. They're like these little blonde,
Yeah.
like I don't even know what they're called.
Peach
They're
fuzz.
like peach fuzz.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was nothing on there. And I remember being upset because I remember continually asking whenever I go to get my eyelashes done. They were like, no, it actually makes your lashes still grow.
Bullshit.
Because, you're not like messing with it. And there was nothing. So I got Latisse, and end of story. Like, I love my real lashes now. But then, as you know, and as you guys know listening, I burned my eyelashes off a couple months ago.
They're
on that
healed
date.
now.
They're pretty much healed. So I'm just wearing like one individual in this one spot
Oh, no,
where
they
I
look
like
good.
really burned it.
They look so good.
Thanks.
I haven't used my Latisse in like 6 months, so now you're encouraging me to get back
It really
on it.
works, but it's annoying is once you stop using it.
When you
Yeah,
stop, your
it's
eyebrows
annoying.
fall out like mine right now. They're all gone.
You guys can never complain about eyebrows because you guys are the queen of eyebrows.
But they're
I
literally they're so
have
much lighter,
toothpicks
and
above
they're
my eyes.
lighter, and they're gone because I stopped using it for a month. Look at them.
Yeah, Lauren's eyebrows do get so dark and bushy when she uses the Latisse. But
I
like
know.
right now,
Yeah.
they still look great.
Yeah, they
look
still look great,
stupid.
Lauren. Lauren, you're so
stupid
stunning.
girl.
I just want to punch you in the face.
Oh, but PSA for all you guys out there trying to get on the Latisse bandwagon. I know it sounds really expensive to it's like $200 for that bottle. That bottle lasts you 6 months.
It lasts a
so
long
do the
time.
math.
And also a sponsor of ours,
Rory.
Rory,
Rory does it
RORY.
too.
You can actually get Latisse off Rory because you need a prescription to get it.
Yes,
But I think that's
I
like
forgot
an
about
easy
that.
way tip for anyone wanting to grow hair on their face.
I'm getting my eyelashes permed and tinted on Sunday.
Okay.
Tinted is a good way of going.
I wanted to ask you guys this question because I was thinking of doing that because my eyelashes are so straight
Yeah.
that it's they're so straight that I have to like constantly like curl and use
Constant
mascara.
curling. Yeah.
So, but I'm scared to get a perm with these long lashes because I'm scared that I'm really not going to like it and it's just going to look like I'm like a deer in headlights.
No, but the thing
'Cause
is,
they're
it
so
creates
long.
more of the doll look than it creates like the sexy cat eye look. So I like more of a sexy cat. Like I like it going out the ends. So I'd rather just put like a little glue on at the ends and just curl my lashes. Like what the heck? Curling your lashes takes legitimately 10
when I
seconds.
curl
just
my
gonna say-
lashes, it lasts for like a fucking hour.
But Lauren, I was just going to say, perming them lasts like what, 2 to 3 weeks? Another
No,
hamster
they-
wheel of money that you have to constantly keep up with.
They say it's 6 weeks. I don't think it's 6
No.
weeks. My complaint about lash curling, perming, whatever, is that like sometimes some will straighten and some will curl. So you have like they're all like a little wonky for a while.
Well, my complaint is that let's say they all curl right away. I've seen people that get it. Once you get to like third, fourth
That's
week.
what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Some of them are straight, some are curly,
yes,
and
it's
you
third or
look
fourth
like
week.
you
And
slept
you're just
on
like-
your face all night.
exactly. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
so,
Well,
yeah, the
report
in between
back.
is
I
too
don't
awkward
know.
for me.
What, Lauren?
I'll report back to see if it's a good thing because I
Okay,
also like the
that's
cat
great.
eye.
Guys, I'm a little emotional today.
Why? Because you saw me for the first time.
So I'm sitting next to Ashley physically, and I haven't done that in so long.
legit 2 months.
2 months, and I just feel
That
like
is so
I really
long.
feel like you and Jared just aren't going to live here anymore, and I just want you to just tell me and like rip the Band-Aid off.
Oh God. Oh well, that's weird.
Because you keep posting houses on Instagram. So just tell it. Just break it right
Are
now.
we having that moment right now? Why do
Yeah.
you think that?
Because I know you're leaving and you're just not telling me.
Well, we thought we had to tell you today. We were going to tell
Wait,
you
are
today.
you
but
officially
Wait,
doing
really?
it?
Here on air? Don't cry. Don't cry. No, Nez, please don't cry.
I'm crying.
No, listen, she's not crying. Thank
no,
God.
it's fine. I am crying.
Well, we
Look.
don't. Listen.
Look, I'm crying. I really am.
Stop. Okay, look.
I already lost Lauren.
I know, but you also lost, like, your other friends, too.
That makes
It's
it
fine.
so
I know
much
it's-
better. Like,
What'd you say, Lauren?
Ashley goes, you also lost your other friend.
I
So-
know. That's what makes me feel guilty about even saying anything.
Oh my
That's
God,
what makes
I'm
me feel
crying.
guilty.
No, listen. I always knew this day was going to come. I know the evolution of life. Like I've had my best friend
what I mean.
Caitlin
That's
move.
what I mean.
I've been through
Caitlin.
this already, and I know it was like coming, but it doesn't make it any less sad because it really is like the end of an era.
I know. It is very, very sad. I'm sorry, Naz.
It's okay. Wait, so when are you leaving?
No,
is
we
this
don't
your
know what
last
we're doing.
time?
Well, no, this is okay. So this is our plan. We haven't like really set a date on moving out of here, but we just feel like we've been spending too much on rent when like we could just not literally vagabond.
Well, I've literally told you guys
Over there?
this, and you guys were like, "No, we're
I
always
mean,
going to keep it." And I've literally told you, "What is the point of you even having the
No.
apartment here?"
Naz,
that's why I'm angry.
No, but what I want you to know is that this decision was literally made like maybe 2 weeks ago, and like nothing is finalized. That's why
I didn't even
and
know
I
this
haven't
was
seen you.
happening.
Wait, yes, you had to. Yes,
I didn't know
knew.
you guys were moving this trip or getting your shit together or anything.
Well, when we had to fly back for that commercial, we were like, all right, well, what's the point of going back and then coming back just to move out of this place?
Right.
Jared, we're telling Naz that we're leaving.
I've already cried.
She
I'm
asked.
crying.
She asked on our mic.
Because I knew it. I'm like psychic.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. So we're definitely probably going to be on the East Coast for most of 2021
Right.
because LA's just not reopened.
Right.
But our plan is once 2022 comes and hopefully we're back to some sense of normalcy by then. Who the hell knows with this new variant strain? But if we have to be out here, then we're going to get like, a 1-bedroom studio somewhere in Studio City for obviously half the price of what we're paying now.
Right.
And then, if we have to be over here for 4 or 5 months out of the year, then we got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was
mean,
going
it
to say
makes
was like the
sense.
caveat
It
was that like
makes me
it doesn't
so
mean that we're never
sad.
going to have a place over here again. We
I
are.
know.
It isn't goodbye. Naz.
But it is the end.
It isn't goodbye.
But it is the end of
No.
an era. It
No,
is.
Naz, we're going to be back so much.
It's not that I'm not going to see you guys anymore. It's just that's
I
it.
know.
I
Like
understand. I
It's
know.
just
It's like
it's a
I'm
big-
married and moving to the suburbs.
No,
right.
I honestly think it's great. Like, I don't think it makes sense for you guys to have this apartment. I've been telling you that. It just makes me sad when like things end.
I know.
Oh, I
Me
totally
too.
agree.
You
I
know?
know.
I felt the same way
It's like
when
going
Tom
to
Brady
be
left New
different from.
England.
It does feel a little similar.
Someone came to Heartbroken because Tom.
I saw
left.
that. I thought that was like I was like, wow,
I need to meet this human
she's not
being.
anonymous because she let you post that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Exactly.
she came to Heartbroken Anonymous literally for that reason.
Yeah,
I mean, I totally get it.
People grieve
20 years of
Brady.
your life.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. So now that I've gotten a good cry out, I'm looking for someone to talk to with this new loss that I will experience with Ashley and Jared leaving me abandoned. No, I'm just kidding. Going on to live a fulfilling life. But you know what? Sometimes when your friends leave a city and when you go through a big life change like that, you need someone to talk to. And what's awesome is that BetterHelp is this community online that sets you up with awesome therapists and counselors all over the world. It's real therapy, and you can see them for anything you're experiencing: depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, sleeping, trauma, anger, family conflicts, whatever it is. And whatever you share is confidential. But the reason why all of us on the I Don't Get It podcast love it so much is because it's convenient, professional, and affordable.
Yeah, and you guys can check out the testimonials that are posted on their site daily. Just know it's not a crisis line, but that recently so many people have been reaching out to BetterHelp for help that they've been recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. It's that popular right now. So we want you to start living a happier life today. And as a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/getit. So join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health at BetterHelp. That is betterhelp.com/getit.
Anyways,
But Naz, no, that's really sad. So we're like planning on just
but
like,
I'm really happy for you.
but like, why?
because it's like
that's what sets Naz apart from like any other person that I've ever known is that like she literally is truly happy for people when they like graduate to different like levels of life.
because that is the progression of life.
I
It's
know,
like
but
I
that
don't want,
is what like a good friend is and a good person is.
Well, I would want someone to be happy for me, right?
yes,
like it's
that's
all
true.
good stuff. It means you're gonna have like a family soon. It's like all fine. We're always gonna be best friends. I think it just makes me sad we're not gonna like hang out here anymore.
I know that's very sad.
And you're not
No,
gonna be
good
like
friend.
as 10 minutes away, you know?
I know. I feel like at least we've had
Oh,
like the
I needed to
year.
get that
No,
cry.
I know, but at least we've had the year to like kind of gradually,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I know, but it's so.
It's like my last day of my period.
Stop. We're not synced up anymore.
I know.
Huh.
I know. It's amazing actually because I've been taking vitamins. You know how we both got off birth control?
I've been taking so many vitamins.
And I have lengthened the time between when I get my periods now. So instead of 28 days, I get them like every 31. now.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so
it's
I am
awesome.
27 days, but I just figured this out,
Oh, wow.
which I think is going to affect the baby freaking making.
Why?
Because I like literally affirmed that I like 27 days this month. So that means like we're like a day behind. We've like always been like a day
Oh,
behind.
for ovulating?
Yeah.
Is it true that like,
And
Lauren, is this true that
What?
it's just like you literally can just get pregnant on that one day?
pretty much. You have like 24 hours, but that's
When
not-
is that day? Tell everyone who's having unprotected
Well,
sex
that's
and
not
isn't on
true.
birth control.
No, Lauren, this is what's so stressful about it is that like
But
the only like
semen lives 48 hours.
yes, it lives for a good couple of days in you, but it's like a little bit less. It's a little bit less likely to get pregnant from the sperm that has been in you for a couple of days, but it can happen. So that's
happen.
why what I've also been fucking up on, and I'm very
Wait, can you
frustrated
tell me
at
the day of
myself.
ovulation though first?
The day of ovulation?
Is it a week after your period? Before? When is
There-
it?
I think it
depends on
varies
your
from
cycle.
person to person.
This is why when people say the 28-day cycle, like
Yeah.
you are doing yourself a disservice because
Oh.
everybody's different, and like a lot of people don't have an actual 28-day cycle. I've realized over
Yeah.
tracking.
Mine's different now, yeah.
Mine's 27 days. So that means that like it's usually you count from the first day of your period, and then if you count 10 days, that's when you start getting fertile. So that's like high fertility.
10 days from the first day you start bleeding. 10 days forward.
10 days forward.
Okay.
And then when you, and this is where I've been messing up, it's, for me, it would be day 13 would be
From when
my
you start
peak.
bleeding.
Would be my
How did you
ovulation.
figure that out?
Instead of day 14. So I was doing an exact 2 weeks, right?
But
I
2
was
weeks
doing,
isn't
like,
10
I was,
days.
like-
You said 10 days.
No. That's when you start getting high fertility.
But when is that
The
one
ovulation?
Yeah, when is that one ovulation
in the
day?
28-day cycle would be exactly 2 weeks from your period.
2 weeks from when you get it.
Yeah.
In a 28-day cycle.
Yeah.
So what about me in like a 31-day
That's
cycle?
why you need to track, and you would need to do like. So this is how I've been doing it. I've been using natural cycles, which we did a little bit of an episode on, I think back in September.
Right.
Where you take your temperature every morning when you wake up. And then you will see, it's very cool when you've ovulated based on a temperature increase.
Whoa.
And like, it's actually crazy because you'll go, like, you see like you're a whole degree hotter in the morning than you would. And
Whoa.
that
Like
symbolizes
98 degrees?
that you have just ovulated.
Whoa, is that why the band
You have just ovulated or you're ovulating?
No, that you've just ovulated.
Well, that's
So
not very
when-
helpful.
I know. So the problem is, no, I get it. Exactly. This
Bro,
is why it's all very confusing.
Everyone out there doing the pull and pray, y'all got to be careful out there. This shit's scary.
So then when you see that, that's confirmation that you ovulated. So if you track it over a few months,
Okay.
then you'll be able to see the difference and track the pattern. If I've been reading this, it's called Taking Charge of Your Fertility, and they don't love the way that like you shouldn't use history as a determinant of your future.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
so,
that. I think
yeah.
that's good advice.
So they say that, like, you know, that's not exactly foolproof to look at the past as the present. You have to do like the tests, and what you actually have to look out for. And this is the number one thing that the book teaches you. Sorry, rambling, but that's why we have Ramble Podcast. Do you guys know what is the most like biological determinant of when you should know when you are ovulating, like the day that you need to get it on?
What?
Just guess.
Biological determinant.
Your discharge.
Yes.
Oh.
So it's when you have the heaviest, most egg white looking discharge.
What
like
does
as
that
if
mean?
you just cracked an egg into a pan before it gets hot. It's like that kind of like color.
And what is that indicative of again?
That is indicative of ovulation.
So it's like don't have sex around that time.
If you're not trying
if you're
to get
not
pregnant.
trying to be a mom.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
actually-
that's good for me to know.
Yeah, funny story. So my friend was using the Ava bracelet, and she was the Ava bracelet. Unless you set it to accordingly, I believe it automatically assumes that you have a 28-day cycle.
Oh, that's terrible.
That is bad.
Wow.
This is why I'm a proponent of natural cycles.
One size does not fit all.
Yes. I don't know if you guys have been following my hair loss journey on Instagram. I actually haven't talked about it that much. I made a mention or two. But ever since getting off the pill, my hair really started falling out. So I started taking Nutrafol, and I've noticed within the past month or so, it has gotten better. It's slowed down. And I was talking to Tanner's sister about post-birth control hair loss a couple days ago. And she said that she also started Nutrafol after she noticed that happening, and it really helped her. And we are not alone. There are 30 million women impacted by weakened hair or thinning hair. And if you're among them, just know that you're not alone. There's a solution, and you can just really trust Nutrafol to deliver the results that you're hoping for. Thousands of women have taken back control of their hair with Nutrafol, and they have so many reviews that rave about the supplement and how it has not only just transformed their hair, but restored their confidence too. Because, like, honestly, when you're losing so much hair, you're truly worried about like how wide your part's gonna get and stuff, and if people are gonna notice.
Yeah, and I think the thing that sucks when it comes to hair insecurity is that we all know healthy hair growth takes a lot of time, which is like, come on. It's like, come on, why does this take so long? So you can actually begin to experience thicker, stronger, faster growing hair in 3 to 6 months, which is honestly so quick. So guys, if you want to grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show, because, you know, we'd love that, you can do so by going to Nutrafol.com and using our promo code GETIT, and new customers will get 20% off. This is their best offer available anywhere. Plus, you get free shipping on every single order. Get 20% off at Nutrafol.com. It's spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GETIT. Well, now that we've gotten through the revolutionary speak of you uprooting my life and leaving me
should I describe
and ovulating.
Should I explain more? Is like what we're gonna do?
No, this isn't a medical podcast.
Not that about our life and how we're literally going to bounce it between my parents and my sister-in-law's
Oh, yeah.
house.
How you're going to be a vagabond? Yeah, would love to know more about that. Yes.
Literally, okay.
Whenever I hear the word vagabond, do you guys not think of Elton John?
John.
and Lion
Oh,
King?
of course.
Yeah.
You can't. That's the only way I know the word vagabond.
I don't remember anything. I don't have a memory like you. I'm the opposite. I remember nothing, but I specifically remember being little and being like, Dad, what's a vagabond?
And the title of this podcast is Vagabond.
Vagabonds.
It's the only way I know that word.
Kudos to Elton for expanding my vocab at that age.
Kudos to Elton for everything he's done.
Seriously.
Okay, so
Lauren, you look stunning.
Look, this is my
know.
short hair.
I think I like you with short
I know.
hair.
You're literally
I
Haley
like you both
Baldwin.
ways. I just don't know which way.
Just cut it.
I wouldn't
It's really
have to.
cool like that.
Just take out the extensions.
Oh, yeah. That's hilarious.
Is that really what you're? That's not. Really
That's how.
your length
That's
of hair.
that's how long
This
your
is my
natural
hair.
hair is.
No, that's no.
Guys, this is annoying for people
I know
listening.
it
They
is.
can't see Lauren.
Okay, so listen. We were looking at houses because we're looking at starter houses. We're
Yes.
like, oh, we'll buy a house that's like very much in our price range. Just like, you know, it's not going to like freak us out. You know, we'll stay in it for a couple years, have a first kid in it. Then like when we find land that we want to build on, we'll build. And then Jared and I kept looking at these places and looking at these places and nothing felt like
I don't
home.
like anything that you've posted on your Instagram.
Good.
I hate
Because
all
neither
those
did
houses.
we.
Okay, I didn't want to say that.
No,
though.
we love that. You said that.
They're
So-
not good. They're not good houses.
Thank you. Why do you say that? I want to know.
I don't because they're so plain and cookie cutter, and I don't know. The lighting isn't great, and everything's so basic.
Okay, so we were looking at these houses, and then there was this lot. There was this plot of land
Right.
that we found back in June. That we were like, back in June, we were like, oh, we're not going to be moving permanently to the East Coast for at least another 2 years. Like, this is ridiculous. The owner, which is also the builder, he was going to make us build on the land immediately, you know, within 3 months. And we're like, we can't do this. Like, also, price range, we were just like, didn't feel secure
and
about it.
where is this lot?
It's in East Greenwich, Rhode Island.
And which is where
Which
you
is-
guys want to
we
be.
Definitely know that is the town that we want to be in. If we got a starter house, it wouldn't have to be there, but like it has a 9 out of 10 school district. It's just like the place you'd want to be in.
You
Rhode
told me
Island.
this, yeah.
And so like let me know if this is boring.
It is
No,
boring.
I'm
It's
so-
so boring.
Lauren, you're annoying because you're gonna have her on your coast forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, but didn't you watch her Insta stories? Don't we already know all this?
Not everyone does. And to be honest, you're going to get mad at this. I don't watch like my best friend's stories.
No, I
I'm
get it.
barely on
Sometimes-
Instagram anymore at all. And to be honest with everyone, if you have more than 5 slides, I'm skipping.
Oh really? So
Yeah.
you must skip mine all the time.
Yeah, because you have a million.
Yeah, but I have a scientific formula. That's how I get the most
No,
engagement.
I know.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's amazing. I rather call you and talk to you
Yeah.
than like sit with 10 minutes of my time like
no, it's
reading
fine. But you
everything.
did look at the houses.
Yes, I did.
The houses, everybody's fascinated by the houses. Like, it's
Yeah.
so funny how many people are into that. That's why I thought I would share. And it was like so crazy. I've seen multiple posts on our Facebook group about like, when do you know when to buy the house? Like, how do you know? So every house we looked at, we were like, man, we just keep going back to that lot. We just keep feeling like we need that lot. And then we would drive by it after we looked at every house, and it's already being built on. So like that lot was gone. That particular lot was gone.
Was it a good lot? Like on a corner?
Yeah,
like
it was on a corner.
quiet?
We loved
Damn.
it. It was great. But then driving through the neighborhood, we're just like, oh, it's just this neighborhood. It's like not even that plot of land. It's just this neighborhood feels like home.
That you guys want. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I texted the builder. I was like, is there any other plots of land in this? And he goes, lot number 2, I'm talking to a couple about, but like you can take a look at it. Well, we looked at it and I loved it even more than the first plot.
That always happens.
Oh, I didn't
But
know that
then-
you found a lot that you like more. New information.
No, it was in the same neighborhood.
Lauren's
Lauren.
paying attention now.
Oh,
It was in the same neighborhood. It was the lot that we wanted to put the offer on. So that's why we were like looking at this and we're just like, this is it. Like, when
You just get the feeling.
You know
It's a
'cause
feeling.
It feels like home,
Right.
and you're like willing to like
do anything to get it.
Yeah, you're like, I'll pay beyond asking.
You
right?
get that feeling where you're like, I hope I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then when we started doing things officially, he basically just told us like he's gonna keep his word to the first couple. And
no.
yeah, he was like, I really verbally promised them. I don't think he was expecting us to like really go in for it. So
Wait, so then did you put in an offer on
we couldn't
the
put it. We
lot?
didn't. He would ethically
it.
just didn't want to do that.
If not that you or me, but when I have a lot of money one day, if I ever have the privilege and accessibility to build my own home, I think that is the coolest thing anyone can do. To like design and build you know what I mean? To be like, I want this wall here.
Yeah.
And this is how I see my living room. I think there's nothing cooler than to be able to like do kind of what Jade and Tanner did.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's because you can
you
walk in. It's like getting a dress custom, you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to buying one at the store.
Yeah, it fits your every curve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think when you have a home that you can pass down forever, that you build and you're constantly adding to, I just think that I love design and stuff like that. I think
agree
it's
with you.
really cool.
We went into all those houses and we're like, why would they do that? Like, why would they put that there?
Exactly.
Like, I'm like, what were they thinking doing that?
Right.
And you're just like, okay.
And when you can do, but then reversely, you can find a home, like, you know, the exterior of a home you love and like knock walls
Isn't
down in
that-
the middle.
Yeah.
And, like really make it your own, customize it.
and then
in
it
the
has
middle.
cool history and weird
inside.
vibes.
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah.
Or has character because
Yeah,
it's been
I do.
around for
Character
a
and
while.
history.
Yeah.
I appreciate character to a certain degree. You know, like I like
Yeah.
a newer I like newer things when it comes to home stuff, but like there's certain character that you do like. What
I actually like older homes.
I don't get it. I
Yeah.
could see you liking
Yeah.
older.
I
Oh my
love
god, we
vintage
actually shouldn't
character
Naz
older homes.
literally move to Great Falls and live in Ryan Ningard's house because it's the 70s dream.
There's you could actually
There's a
probably buy it
conversation
because,
pit,
nobody-
Naz. There's
Wait,
a
how much is
conversation
it?
pit.
House has been on
The market for like 10 years. No
4
one
years.
wants it.
Nobody wants it because it's so weird inside.
Wait, you guys know my aesthetic is literally like mid-century.
It has green and
that
orange
70s
shag
show.
carpet, and it has a
Oh
conversation
my
pit.
God,
Like,
that's so sick. See, I would buy that if do you think I could afford it? Because I would Airbnb it and I would just make it like sick. And
You could
fill
take-
it with vintage
honestly,
pieces.
you should come check it out.
Should all three of us go in on it? We could make a killing.
we could. You wanted to? That's what you should do for 2021.
That would be my dream. You remember
buy
when I
it.
stayed in that
We'll,
cabin?
we'll put. How about this? You buy it. Jared and I will put the money in to remodel it,
Oh,
and then it will be
perfect.
like this amazing. We could do an HGTV show on our Instagram.
Naz, it's also a horse farm, which is kind of sick. Yeah.
Wait, guys, and we could have like one or two horses there that people
Yeah.
could go. And
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah, that
this-
would be cool.
Do you guys remember the cabin I stayed at when I was going through that breakup last year?
It's just
and
like, it's basically just
it's
like
called
that.
the Lone Pine Club. It's on Airbnb. It's this 70s architectural cabin, and just the designs like 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
And it has become like I've modeled my apartment after it.
Yeah.
And I just want to buy a place like Ryan Ningard's and like deck it out and like find really cool pieces. It's like my favorite thing to do now.
you could do
my
a lot
whole
with this house.
Instagram is just vintage furniture accounts.
Yeah.
And then just fill it and Airbnb it. That'd be so cool. And then
It's
have
sick.
it
and
like
then just
whenever
make
you
it like
want.
a Great Falls Park sort of like touristy house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go
Like-
hiking or whatever.
Right, and Instagrammable,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, it's actually like a pretty cool like spot to visit, I guess.
Wait, is it on Zillow? Do you have the address?
I'll find it. I'll find it for you.
Find it. I want to look
Yeah.
at it.
I wonder what it's going for.
I know. I wonder how much it's worth.
You know that credit card, the one that you've been afraid to look at to see what the balance is because you've been avoiding your debt? Well, it's time to confront it.
I don't
Yes,
want
you
to.
have to.
I literally don't open that tab on my bank statement sometimes because I'm like, I don't want to know how much I owe.
Really? Oh my God. I'm like very much the person that like knows everything that's going on with her finances. But if you are the kind of person who does avoid, well, Upstart can help you face it and finally pay it off. Upstart is a fast and easy way to get a personal loan to pay off your debt all online. So whether you're paying off credit cards or consolidating high interest debt or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple fixed monthly payment. So if you are like trying to figure out how to pay off your student loans and you're having a hard time with it, Upstart is the place for you to go.
And the reason why it's been so life-changing for me is because I have multiple cards, so I have to track multiple balances and due dates and like just website logins. And honestly, it could just be so stressful. So the reason why I love Upstart is because it makes things really simple, because you can just pay everything with one monthly payment in one place. And also they have a 5-minute online rate check, so you can actually see your rate up front for loans if you do want to take out a loan from $1,000 to $50,000. So guys, find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/getit. That's upstart.com/getit. And don't forget to use our URL to let them know that we sent you guys. Remember that loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application, but go to upstart.com/getit. Last thing I will say, I think Upstart is a just fantastic way if you want to take out a loan, especially if you're thinking of like starting a new business. I know a lot of people are really exploring like different interests and things that they have in this unprecedented time in the world. So if you're that girl that's making banana bread now and you want to launch your banana bread business,
you're like, my banana bread is damn good. More people need to have it.
Yeah, or olive cake or whatever the hell is trending out there. Guys, check out Upstart for real. We're obsessed.
Well, here's an I don't get it that actually a lot of you didn't agree with me on my Instagram poll. There was this house which we honestly like didn't really like on the inside. It was one of those just like, why would you do that there? Why would you? Just weird.
Right.
But on the outside, did you see this one? It was just bright blue. It was a new construction, bright blue.
I don't think I saw this.
Okay,
one.
I'm gonna have to show you.
Yeah.
Why would you paint like? If it's not yours, like if you're building it yourself and your dream is to have a blue house, go for it and paint it blue. If you are a builder building a house for somebody to
such a niche color,
yes,
yeah.
It's a man. A man's
Hunter
doing
have any
it.
insight as to why they would be so
Lauren.
dumb? Because Hunter, knows these things.
I don't know. We did not discuss the blue house.
Wait, so Lauren, I want to know, like, do you ever go to the homes with Hunter? If I was dating a real estate guy, I would always want to go to homes and have sex in the empty ones and just like and fantasize about living there and then go back to my own house.
I go to some of them, but kind of like once you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all, I guess. Unless they're like really cool, new, modern ones.
Oh, that's
then,
not that bad, Ashley.
You don't
Sorry, I
think
didn't mean to
that's
interrupt
that
you.
bad?
Lauren.
I think if you saw it in real life, you'd be like, "What in the
I don't
world?"
think that looks pretty normal to me. It actually
Yeah,
looks
but like
nice.
half the people, 50 or more percent would probably just change it to a different color. So why
Yeah.
would you? Yeah.
I love the porch. I'm very
I
into
love porches are the
I'm
greatest.
very into I'm gonna fuck this up. Board and batten right now, I think it's called. Like those lines outside of a house. They're typically black.
Oh, I don't know.
I gotta look it up. They're like houses that are on the cover of Dwell magazine. They're like very naturey homes. It's like black and wood. And it has like picture like the exterior of a house, right? Like being flat. And then it has like those line ridges.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. It's called board and batten.
Like
No,
the
I don't
panels?
Like
they're
panels.
Panels. Okay.
I'll have to Google
You'll
it
show
for
me
you.
after this.
Yeah, I love. That's what I want.
But Lauren, wait, sorry. What were you saying about?
She was saying
She
if I
said
go
once
and
you've
have
been to
sex
all-
in all of the new houses.
What you have?
wait, have you?
Twice.
Wait, really? Wait, tell us the story.
I'm kidding.
on.
He showed me 2 houses, and obviously he was like, "Hey, what about?" And I'm like, "No, it's fucking weird." Also, okay. There's cameras. There's like cameras
Lauren.
everywhere, basically. Yeah.
What do you mean that's so sexy? I feel like.
It's like that episode of Sex and the City
Which
with
one?
Vince Vaughn.
Oh my god!
Remember they're looking at
God,
houses?
Poor Vince. I miss him. I miss who he used to be.
I mean, I can't believe what he's become.
Where's
Poor
the
guy.
where? I haven't asked you guys this. You don't have to answer it. But where is like the weirdest place you've done the thing? Any
I
weird
think like
places?
everybody would know that I'm just not weird.
Yeah, Lauren.
Hunter's parents' office.
Oh my god! That
Whoa,
well, that's like
that's-
a whole house. That's like a whole. They have a house office. Like it's like not in their house, but like
Oh, it's like a
house.
guest house.
It's a
sort
it's like
of.
a house.
Okay. I was picturing like the office you're in right now with like wood paneling and like George Michael Careless Whisper playing like 80s like
You guys,
just
I'm
being
sure
in,
there's
like,
weirder spots,
a
but that's the
blazer.
first thing I can think of.
okay, so
funny.
here's an I don't get it, but like I kind of wish I got it. Like I want to get it.
What?
Like I want to play cheesy 80s songs. And like I want to play Bruno Mars's Versace on the
Okay,
floor.
you're gonna
But
laugh
I would
so hard.
also like die if like I pressed play, we would just start cracking up and we would never get
You're
done.
gonna laugh so hard because I am dating someone right now, which I'll tell you guys
She's
a
gonna talk
little
about it.
bit about. Not, but anyways,
Did he put on Careless Whisper?
No, so he has the sex playlist, and we were talking about like me adding to it, and so I'm like, obviously we're still getting to know each other. I've seen this person like a month now, but so I sent Africa by Toto to see if he would say anything, and he didn't. And I'm like, this fucker's so
Oh my
weird.
God,
He
it
thinks I
started
actually
playing.
want.
It started
And then
playing.
I said, no. I haven't seen him since we've had this conversation. And then I sent him "Careless Whisper" by George Michael.
So are you waiting to see if he puts it on when you see it next?
I guess I'm gonna wait and see. But how fucking funny! I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I know,
because that's
me
what
too.
people genuinely used to fuck to.
But did they, or was it just in movies?
I don't know. I feel like the 80s was such a weird time. I low key wish I lived through that decade.
They would put
I
it
don't
on like
know.
a,
So
a
weird.
cassette
I just
tape
feel-
because they didn't have like a TV in every room. They didn't have an Alexa playing. They would put in like a cassette and be like, "This is the song."
and then it would just be quiet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
once
Shoo,
it
shoo,
ran
shoo.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, wait, but do you remember Lauren when Maura would like, we'd be sleeping over at Maura's and she'd bring a guy home or like, yeah, she'd bring a guy home or was the guy that she was
God,
seeing
yeah.
and she'd play her like banging soundtrack
Oh, God.
and it would be so loud and we just know what was happening on the other side of the paper thin wall.
Wait, what songs would you guys? I want to know because I want to actually
I
send
literally
him real
want
ones.
to be Versace on the floor.
Versace on the floor is a
but
good
like,
one.
But legit, like it would have to be in like a ritzy suite.
Okay,
Right?
because I put on like a lot of Frank Ocean. I'm like, oh, I get why R&B is like the go-to.
Yeah.
But like, what other songs? Like, Lauren, do you and Hunter have like a song that you?
I
guys
don't think
play?
Lauren does some music.
Forensic Files, man.
Yeah.
Definitely the
Same here.
television.
It's like, yeah, it was just TV for us.
See, I can't. I don't know if I have that brain, but like, if there's something interesting going on the TV or someone's talking, my brain is switching between that convo and like the inner chord. I can't have that stuff on.
No, I would feel
what's
way
wrong
too
with
early.
that?
It'd be too intimate.
What's wrong
What'd you
with
say?
that?
What did you
What's
say?
wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is that I've gotten in trouble at times, or like they've like asked me or said things, and I'm like, wait, sorry, what? I was watching.
Or like you're just looking at the TV, you're like,
Yeah, I'm like, wait, this is a really good part. I will say, I'm not going to disclose too much because you guys know I'm trying to like, you know, be a little more private about my dating life, especially like in the beginning. But I have recently met someone that I'm into, that's into me. This has never happened to me before. And the reason why I wanted to share, the only thing I wanted to share with you guys is that I am absolutely terrified. It is like, because you guys know I've never had this experience. Like, I've never even really made it past like a third and fourth date, aside from the one guy that broke my heart, which I saw for 6 months, or my first real heartbreak. But that was so wishy-washy. I never know if I never knew if we were exclusive. So this is like really terrifying for me. And I was talking to just been talking to people about it, and it's like, I'm scared it's going to work out, and I'm scared it's not going to work out. And
right?
like, it's
They're
so
equally terrifying options, and one of them
it's
has to
equally
happen.
terrifying options. And for someone, you guys know, like me, and how long ago have we started this podcast? If you've been listening since the
4
beginning,
years.
it's like, I'm so independent, and I'm like, what part of me do I have? Like, I have all these fears, I'm like, what's my life going to be like if I let someone in it? Am I going to become more like them? Like, am I going to not see my friends as much anymore? Am I going to be as good in my job? Like, there's all these fears coming up. And I did this 21-day manifestation with this guy named Mike Dooley. He's amazing. He writes these emails called Notes from the Universe. Do you guys know what that is? You can subscribe for free, and every morning you get an email from the universe. It's like a couple lines. Really inspirational. This guy's so cool. I'm obsessed with him. He's so nice. He was in The Secret. Anyways.
Oh, cool.
But he said this thing about fear that I just wanted to share with you guys and everyone listening, because I thought it was like really interesting. And someone asked him like a Q&A about like fear. And he's like, whenever I'm scared, I've known, and I have fear, most of the time I'm in exactly the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I would agree.
And he's like, of course you're going to be scared. You have to go somewhere you've never been to be someone you've never been.
Wow.
So keep going. Keep going because you're on the right track. Like you have to do it. And I literally, like it's so obvious, but I just needed to hear that in that moment. And I was like, wow, I'm so scared because I'm going somewhere I've never been. I've never been this close to another person before or open myself up vulnerably to another person before this long. And I have to do this, whether it works out or not, to be a girl that's been in a relationship before.
I know. Isn't that weird?
It's terrifying. It's so scary. Anyways, that's all I'm going to share. But
Okay.
no, that's
well,
where
I
I'm
won't
at
ask
right
any
now.
questions, but I'm happy to hear that.
Gracias.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of us have been looking for ways to feel better that isn't necessarily, I don't know, Postmating a burger or pizza and just like eating our emotions. So if you too, like me, are looking for an alternative to just, I don't know, lift you up a little, chill you out. If you have anxiety, pain, it could be sleeplessness. There is this brand called Feels. It's this premium CBD that I am so obsessed with, and it'll keep your head clear and help you feel your best. I understand that navigating the world of CBD can be complicated. We even did a podcast on like, what is CBD? Because I feel like it's a word and an acronym we hear so often in our generation, and a lot of people don't get it. But at Feels, they look to make the process as simple as possible so you can start feeling better sooner. So if you're new to CBD, they actually offer a free CBD hotline. Get that to help guide you through the discovery process. So you don't have to be embarrassed or even have to Google. You can literally call them and be like, which CBD is right for me? They have a hassle-free membership program. It's guaranteed to help you feel your best month after month, or you get your money back. Super simple. And what I love about it is that they ship it directly to my door in only a few days. And it's a new, natural, healthy, better way to feel better.
Well, Naz, I think you really covered it. We want you to enjoy Feels the way that we have by becoming a member and getting 50% off your order. So to become a member, you got to go to feels.com. That is FEALS.com/get it. And you'll get 50% off your order with free shipping. That is FEALS.com/get it to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/get it. Wow.
The other thing I wanted to share is that you guys know how I moved in a new apartment. So I have a dishwasher now.
I thought you were going to talk about your neighbor.
One note to a total other.
I've never had a dishwasher in my entire life. Growing up, my parents never even ran it. We had it in the kitchen. Yeah, because you guys know my parents are so frugal. They'd be like, and my mom like grew up in the countryside in Dominican Republic. She's like, we wash our dishes. We don't need to run it.
What in the world?
My parents.
That's infuriating.
You guys, my
that's
parents
weird.
Never ran the dishwasher. That is the house I grew up in.
Honestly, I've studies recently that running the dishwasher is the same amount of energy and water.
No,
that
it's way less. It's
less to run the dishwasher.
They say that if you're running just the sink for 2 minutes, it's over 2
way
gallons
more
of
water.
That makes
way more
so
waste.
much sense.
And they say that with one wash, it's 2 gallons.
I bet you my parents wanted to save on electric or whatever. I don't know.
Something.
That's their life.
Yeah.
I finally am in an apartment with a dishwasher. I'm running that shit every fucking night.
It's like I have a dirty spoon.
It is probably how the first person felt when they slept with air conditioning. It is that much of a life changer
It
in
is
your
the
life.
most life changer. So
Wow.
you know that my in-laws, they don't have a dishwasher.
Oh my
and,
God.
she just doesn't want it. She's just kind of like your mom.
No.
She just doesn't want it because they once got her one of those those countertop dishwashers.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, bring it back.
What?
She didn't want, she refuses it. She thinks it's therapeutic for her to wash the dishes.
Maybe that's what my mom liked too. Maybe it reminded her of her childhood or
but
something.
I hate washing the dishes is my worst, is my least favorite chore.
I have become I feel like I'm in Bridgerton, where I see my own plate that I ate off with a little thing on it, and I'm like, ew, I must not touch this plate. It must be washed by the dishwasher.
It's I'm not doing it properly. I know I'm there's gonna be germs on it, and there's gonna be viruses, and you gotta put that in there. So it's like, well, Nancy, if you don't want a dishwasher, I'm gonna leave my plate right here in the sink for you. It's therapeutic, right? Spit my water out.
It's like, if you enjoy it
guys,
so much.
It is the most fucking life-changing thing in the entire world. And it's so much more fun to have people over because you're not fucking washing a million different things.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Oh,
No, I will. I'm like,
I
these
also-
dishes will sit in the sink until that load is done and put away, so I can put this dish into that.
I was also
dishwasher.
going to say it's also great because you don't have to stare at dishes in the sink anymore because you could just throw them in there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a
so you're
cupboard
not-
for your dishes.
But question.
There's a cupboard for your dirty
So
dishes.
I don't get people who have dishwashers that don't use it.
I don't
That's
know.
My,
I think
don't
that's
get it
a
today.
niche thing.
Yeah.
But what I don't actually understand is how a dishwasher works. So you close the thing. Wait, and then the fuck does it work? It's
so magical.
And then
All you
of
got
a
to
sudden,
do is
like,
go
it
on TikTok, and there's an inside video of what happens in the dishwasher, and that's
Of
where I
course.
learned the gallons and everything with dishwasher.
really?
It's
It's
actually
like TikTok
quite
thing.
cool. They have that spinny thing and go swash, 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 and then steam to dry. And disinfect.
Whoever invented it,
Wow.
genius. Don't know. Like, it seems like a very high tech type of invention. And maybe, Lauren, is it like a car wash?
Duh.
It's like a car wash.
This
Okay.
is what I don't understand is like, and I'm new to this, so I'm experimenting, right? So I make bacon, and like, you know how sometimes if you leave a pan with bacon grease on it, it dries up and gets all weird, like
Yeah.
the fat. And so I've literally been like, oh, I don't even want to rinse this before. And I'm like, let me see if it'll get rid of it. Like I'm like experimenting, and I took it out this morning.
does
and
everything,
did.
right?
And
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck did it do that?
Yeah.
How the fuck? I just laid it down. Like,
I
how did
know.
it get in?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
I know, it's so fantastic. We're gonna bring on my agent Paul to talk about his job in a little while and like his I don't get it. So he's just gonna like kind of come ramble with us. But before, I do believe I have one more thing.
I have
on
one
my
more thing that
ramble
was
list.
going on in the Facebook group that I thought
Yeah,
was
go
kind
for
of
it, Lauren.
interesting. What do you guys define as a single mom?
Oh.
Like, what is it when you think of a single mom? Like, what do you think the definition is? Someone who is just single with a child, or someone who has no support from the father?
Whoa, that's such an interesting question.
Because they
it's
could
like,
be both. But which one do you think of?
I think it's the first one where you're single and you have a child, even if the father is like part of the kid's life and providing support.
I think it's you're not. Is it someone that's dating someone else? No, I guess it's someone that's not dating anyone. So you literally don't have another person to count on. But then what if you have a nanny? You're still a single mom, right?
Yeah. I think it has to do more with like the status of the father's involvement in the kid's
Yeah,
life.
I think you're
That's
absolutely
what
right.
people are debating.
People are doing
I-
is it someone who's there's no dad in the picture and you're single, or
No, absolutely
No,
not. There's
no.
definitely a dad in the picture, but you're not with them anymore,
Yeah.
or you never were with
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
I think like
Yeah.
there was the argument oh, I say I'm a single mom and I am a single mom, but also I don't. But the dad takes her every weekend, so I still have the support. So I feel bad calling myself a single mom, even
No,
though
you're a single mom.
No, you're still a single mom, I think.
okay.
But like he's a single dad too.
Yeah.
So like it goes both ways.
I was like, wow,
But
I
that's
think of
what
it
I think
both
people
ways,
would-
kind of.
I think people would argue that is he a single dad? Like, yeah, he's a single dad too.
Right,
Even though
because guys
he-
don't really say single dad as much.
because I think the
Yeah, why is that?
I think the
Is it
like
double standard.
Yeah, I think it's
a
a double
little bit.
standard.
I think it's being presumed that the dad is like has sole custody
If he says he's a
if he
single
calls
dad.
himself a single dad, but that's not true.
that's just
We
a
should
double
make-
standard.
we
but
should
then
just
that is
not
a double
use it is a double standard.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
true. Isn't
So,
it
but what is a double standard? Should the men be called single dads, even if they have support, or should those women not be called single moms anymore, like that woman phrased and asked on Instagram?
That's a good question.
I mean, Facebook.
that would be like
Wow.
co-parenting?
Yeah.
Yeah, but single is the status of your relationship.
Yeah, I
Right.
would say
so
that
it's
they
also
should
you're
both
a
be-
single mother. You know?
Yeah.
They should both
Yeah.
be
Right.
called a single mom and a single dad, regardless of what the custody issue is. I mean, of course, if the custody is sole in one way or the other, then like say the mom has sole custody, then you wouldn't call him a single dad because he doesn't really see the kids.
I'm realizing I really don't like any of this. I don't think we should name it. It just goes back to like me being single my whole life and like how shitty it. You know what I mean? Like why
there needs to be a new.
It
phrase.
Sounds like there's a negative connotation. What does it matter? It's like when you meet people and they're like, "What do you do?" It's like we're all humans. What does it matter what we do? Why are we our jobs? Why are we our relationship like status?
Yeah.
Single mom. The phrase is thrown around so much in so many different ways, but you never hear single dad. And you don't really hear co-parenting as much. And also, you're just like a human with a child. Doesn't really matter your status. But anyway, I thought that was really interesting.
Nail, Lauren?
Oh my God, I'm going right after this.
Sorry.
Your nails look fire finger. Lauren's middle finger.
I'm just going to talk with my left hand.
Wait, I have to. Oh my God, I have to recommend something for everyone to watch.
Okay.
You cannot Google it. You cannot look up the trailer. It is only an hour and a half.
Oh.
You must put your phone away.
It's a movie?
It is a movie on Hulu. It's only 90 minutes, and it's called Daniel Delgadio's In and of Itself. Just type
no
in
trailer.
No trailer.
Why
nothing.
no trailer?
Just listen to me,
Okay.
and then you'll know
but
why.
Is there a reason?
Yeah, obviously. No, for no reason. Don't look it up. In and of itself. That's it. That's my recommendation of the week. And you will have a new sense of self and be astounded after seeing it.
Okay. I have one more I don't get it before we get Paul on. And then my other I don't get it is a perfect way to start with Paul. But my I don't get it just for the three of us. Mm-hmm. You guys. Quicksand.
You mean like the natural phenomenon?
Yeah, but like remember how as a child
I think we already talked about this.
No, we did not.
Quicksand was so prevalent in our lives as children.
As kids.
Why?
Don't
We
you
thought
remember
we were
as kids,
going to encounter quicksand with every right turn we made.
that was
true.
like
Why
the
did we even
ultimate
learn
way
about that in
we were gonna
geology?
like die. Like that's how like one of those crazy fears you have as a kid. Like Lauren was gonna be eaten by an alligator, and I was gonna get like sucked down by quicksand. I mean, maybe it was the Aladdin thing, but
maybe it was Aladdin.
But like I've never heard of anybody even witnessing quicksand. But like it's something as a kid that you find absolutely terrifying.
I agree. I also think sand's always been a part of my life because I grew up in Florida.
Yeah.
But sand was a part of a lot of kids' lives. Remember the colorful sand?
Yeah,
Like
that
what?
was cool.
What happened
That
to
was
sand?
fun.
Sand had a moment, and now it's like not a thing. Now people hate sand.
People used to make those sand
people that
necklaces.
Sand necklaces.
Oh yeah, the sand. Quicksand, sand necklaces. What is it called? The time. What are those things called?
Sand boxes.
Oh,
No,
the time things.
What's it
I don't
called?
even
The
know.
time thing that you flip over. What is that called?
Those
Lauren?
were so cool as kids. Just like the time,
the
1
1 minute
It's
timer with the sand?
timer. It's sand timer.
No, it's called something.
Fuck.
Is it a pendulum?
It's not a pendulum. What is this, Edgar Allan Poe's poem? No, it's... What the fuck is that thing called?
Oh my God.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
well, let me look it up.
God, we're so dumb.
Sand timer.
Sand
timer, Lauren.
It's like sand 1 minute timer. People have it on their desks. Or used to. Back in like the 90s.
It's an hourglass.
An hourglass.
My gosh. Wow.
Wow.
I actually honestly would have never thought of it. I would have never thought
I don't think I would have either.
When I think of hourglass, I think of the shape of a woman's body now.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't
same.
really realize it was based on actual physical contraption.
Wow, that's hilarious. But you guys, if you've had an encounter with quicksand, like let me know in the Facebook.
These rambles are so fucking schizophrenic. We start off crying with you moving. Like quicksand.
We just move from adult things like ovulation and like
horrifying
dishwashers
dishwashers. Quicksand.
Okay, let's get
Oh my
Paul
God,
on
I'm
the phone,
crying.
and we'll talk about my next. I don't get it. Have my agent and kind of like Naz's and Lauren's social media agent as well on the phone. His name is Paul DeSisto. He works for CEG Talent. He is a machine.
He's the reason all the Bachelor people are millionaires. Basically, right?
He talks about he is the reason that this podcast has ever happened, actually.
Yeah, that's
because
so
he set us
true.
up with Wave Network. So thanks to Paul, we have 4 years of our life documented, and you guys,
And it'll bite us in
have
the
been
ass when
amazing.
we're really big and famous one day. And we'll get canceled because of it.
But I'm sure there's plenty of cancelable material in this podcast. Anyway, but we wanted to have Paul to come on and just like for you guys to get to know the man behind the gram, and also just because I know that he has some interesting stories to tell. So, Paul, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys. It's been a long time coming, and I can't thank you enough for inviting me.
So 4 years.
I know.
Coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
So, I
4
want
years coming. Wow.
Are you trying to be dirty right now?
Yeah, Lauren, what was that?
What?
You're like 4 years coming.
Yeah. You said
That's what I mean. I said it like in a sexual
Oh,
way.
okay.
So then I just reiterate that I said that you were coming for 4 years.
Okay.
Got it.
meow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Paul, welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast.
So, Paul, one of my I don't get it's on my list this week was the amount of stress, like the way that my blood pressure just skyrockets when I have the sound of my phone on and I'm getting text after text, bling, 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 bling. I'm like, oh my God, like nothing does it for me like that sound. And I feel like you get, I can't, 100 more texts an hour than I do. How do you deal with it, and
So,
do you relate?
Oh, yeah. I mean, right now I'm looking at my phone. I have 523 unread texts.
That's disgusting.
And that's probably within the last
Do you
24
need to
hours.
look at
Yeah.
those? Like, or do you
No.
open those?
I have a little process where at least every night I try to go through everything. There's a lot of group text chains, so like
Okay.
one group text could have like 20 or 30, but you know, between emails and texts, it's something where it's, you know, we're a very high volume. You know, there's a lot of transactions, a lot of things that are moving along, little issues. Sometimes, you know, Ashley has a little bit of a meltdown and there might be like 30, 40, you know, texts. You know, Jared might need something and, you know, X and Y. So, yeah, I mean, it adds up pretty quickly, but yeah, it is very stressful, especially like, you know, Ashley might go to relate to this a little bit more, being married, finding that balance of being working and also having a normal, healthy life and knowing when to put the phone away. That's what's super important here. But it is, it does get me, you know, a lot of anxiety sometimes when there's just so much going on, but what I've learned to cope with is finding a balance that makes it doable.
Yeah. How many people
too.
would you say are like your regular clients? Like to the extent that of like me and Jade and Tanner and stuff like that. Like how many do you work with on like a weekly basis?
Totally. So just so you guys know, our company last year, we did about $100 million of transactions, social media deals. And me personally, I'm only really close to about 10 to 15 people.
Wow.
But our company in general does about 400 to 500 unique transactions a week. So as you can imagine, we probably work with 400 to 500 people, you know, unique people on a weekly basis. But me personally, I'm very close to about, let's say, 15 people.
What is it that you do for everyone
Yes,
listening?
I
Like
guess.
what is your daily?
Oh, yeah. Super important.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What
this
is
is
it that
actually interesting. Basically, we are a celebrity talent agency. We specialize in endorsements, TV deals, podcasts, book deals, basically anything that has to do with money and earning money. We're a talent agency, and our job is to make money for people that are on TV, influencers, you name it. And it's something where our company over the last 4 or 5 years has really scaled up. We were a business that did $4 to $5 million a year of transactions about 5 years ago. And then this whole influencer marketing, you know, thing boomed, and so did our company. So that is what I do in our company. We make money for celebrities and influencers.
That's a great job
So you
description.
find like
and
you
make
find
money
like
for other
appropriate
people.
brand deals. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's primarily, I would say, about 80 to 90% of our business. We still do all the other annoying things, you know, like personal appearances. You know, book deals are always fun to talk about and have, but they're not the most lucrative things. Podcasts, you name it, TV negotiations. But I would say that the bulk of our business now are endorsement deals.
I've actually never shared this with you guys. I should be invoicing the both of you. No, I'm just kidding. But so many people will be like, I know you're good friends with Ashley. Can you send me Ashley's agent's contact? So like at least once a week, I'm sending a friend or someone that works for a brand, like, because I'm easier to access because I'm a nobody, I guess. So I give them
we can open our DMs.
I give them your email all the time, and exactly, I open my DMs. Something I've always wanted to ask you is because obviously, The Bachelor is a thing when it comes to like Instagram, and like going on the show is a thing, and that's like a very big part of your job. So now that we like know this and we sort of know the natural cycle of like if someone makes it far, they get a lot of followers, they get a lot of brand deals, A plus B equals C. Do you watch the new seasons and kind of scope out like in a way that a college football recruiter would go to like a high school, and like watch them just, do you get what I'm trying to ask?
Oh, totally.
Do you scout on television?
To be honest with you, it's weird because the whole Bachelor thing, it found me. It's not like I went after this category or, and it's something that, our agency is always specialized in reality and pop culture. So it's not just Bachelor. And again, like I mentioned, we work with 400 to 500 people on a weekly basis. So I work with celebrity wives. I work with, a country artist whose wife might have 2 million fans and followers. Like Brittany Aldean's, I worked very closely with her for years. She's Jason Aldean's wife. So it's not just Bachelor that we work with. We work with housewives. We work with random influencers, mommy bloggers, you name it. But it found me. But to answer your question about the whole scouting thing, in the beginning when we were kind of building our business and it just naturally flowed, it was important then, but now it's something where, myself personally and just our company, we have basically have the reputation, like all of our clients from the franchise or not just the franchise, but just in general, we have a lot of clients that earn 7 figures a year. And that speaks a lot of volume, and it's public knowledge. It's all over the internet. People talk about it, Reddit, you name it. So it's something where we kind of turn this into a business that can last. Like Ashley could even attest to this, that you can make money from this 4, 5, 6 years from being on television. It's not something that you get on TV and then you make money for 3 to 6 months and you're out. So back to your question about scouting, in the beginning I did. Now it's something where it's like a case-by-case basis. I don't really go after too many people. It's something where things just naturally happen and progress. And, if there's a good fit or if I vibe with someone, it's like dating, basically. Yeah. It's like, you got to date before you get married. If you guys just don't get along, it doesn't work. So,
hey, Paul, so what do you think is key for keeping that longevity of somebody's presence on the gram after their season aired?
Totally. So it's interesting because now a lot of the new, not just Bachelor or reality, it's just in general, right? It's Instagram. It's very crowded. And what people don't understand is that there's a lot more competition for your attention. So if you're on Instagram, you might only see 60 seconds of Instagram stories a day. It's probably more than that, but it's just so crowded.
Well, also, Paul, they're a terrible platform, and I don't care to say that because I'm a nobody, but you build your own following, Ashley, and then they expect you to pay to promote your own content, which is why everyone's now veering towards like a TikTok or other apps like Clubhouse, because it's like you can gain a following and actually reach your following.
Exactly. You're 100% right. And that's why other platforms have really just taken off. But honestly, like what helps you just maintain your status, this is a job. It's not like you come off TV and it's given to you. If you treat it like a hobby or you just don't care about it, the people that follow you are going to recognize and realize that and fall off real quickly. I mean, you guys are hustlers. You said it yourself the second I jumped on here. We do this every single week for 4 years. You don't think that you developed a podcast network of followers that follow you on social media too? You have a Facebook group that has 20, 30,000 people that's super active, by the way. And that translates to keeping engaged on not just Facebook, but podcasts, but also on other social media platforms. So you kind of have to treat it like a job and work. And that's why I tell everybody, if you want to make this into a career, you got to work at it. You can't just, be given something and then just let it just basically go to trash for the most
So
part.
is it as frustrating for you as it is to us when people say, when are you going to get a real job?
Oh my God.
It's extremely frustrating, actually, because people think, oh, you go on TV and you're given this platform and you guys are going to make so much money and et cetera. To be honest with you, let's say someone does film to go on a reality TV show. They might, they have to give up months of their life to go film to make no money, right? And then after that, how do you really make money? Like if you're on TV and you're scrutinized, how do you actually go into like real world again? Let's say you're on Jersey Shore. How do you get a job? It's weird,
Yeah.
So this is
weird
is your form of
transition,
income.
yeah.
Exactly.
So I know there's like a lot of like 10-year-old, 12-year-olds that are like, I want to be an influencer when I grow up.
Yeah.
What is your advice to them?
Oh, that makes me sick.
My advice to them, it's weird because like the TikTok thing is massive, right? And there is a network for it and you're able to make money from it, right? So my advice from what I have seen is to be consistent because that's, this is more of it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So it's more about developing yourself as building a career with it. And let's say you are like a famous TikToker. TikTok used to be Musical.ly. And if you look back at some of the top Musical.ly stars, JoJo Siwa, for example, she was number one in Musical.ly, which is on TikTok. She has a massive career, but she's been doing this for her and her family for 4 or 5 years.
She just came out too, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Love her.
Yeah.
Love her.
Do you find there to be a difference between people who come on The Bachelor now versus came on The Bachelor during more of my era, like as far as the expectation for the following goes?
That's a really good question.
And like how they deal with the business, is it different?
Yeah. How are they doing now?
yeah.
Are they getting less followers or more followers?
Yeah, because I feel like Instagram's not as great as it used to be as far as engagement goes.
Absolutely. So that's actually a really good question. So reality TV now, and not just Bachelor, this is reality TV in general from what at least I have seen. It's a much younger following and fan base. So what's important here is to have that little bit of an older demographic that's 26 to let's say 35, just so when you're promoting anything or anything that you do, you're promoting it to a fan base that
Can afford to buy
actually
stuff.
respond.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you can like talk
1000%.
about sex and all that stuff with. Yeah.
Exactly. So like what we're seeing is that a lot of these new people on television have a much younger following and fan base, that 18 to 21 or 18 to 23. And when these brands that may work with like a Jade or an Ashley or a JoJo Fletcher, they're used to seeing a certain type of performance, because if Ashley, let's say, posts an ad and it's, towards a generally speaking, a 30-year-old women audience, and they expect the same performance from someone new, and it's being advertised at 18 or 21-year-olds, it doesn't even compare. It's pretty, you see a big difference in performance and sales-wise. So to answer your question, they don't have the same opportunities as some of the older alumni do.
Can I just go off on a tangent for a second?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think it is very frustrating, and I don't know if this is the case with you, Ashley, but it's the case with me, and I think other people I've heard that have a little bit of a following, is when you post an ad, you get less engagement. People don't like ads. They typically don't engage with an ad post. Obviously, you have to be really creative and make it organic and blah, blah, blah. But in general, people don't. So the little rant I want to go on right now is that if you follow someone that is posting an ad and you like them, support them. Maybe like the ad, maybe comment. That is actually the one picture you should take time to comment on because you are helping that person make a livelihood.
I
And
agree.
obviously, like the brand wants to see that you are acknowledging seeing it. So it's like, do you get what I'm saying?
I
Like,
totally get
if
what
you're
you're
going to
saying.
like a picture of me and like, these shoes that I buy, you can easily like a picture of me holding this energy drink it would just be really nice if you did that, if you're choosing to follow me.
Yeah, because
whoever
it's
you
I'm
are.
not putting all this effort into this and like living, documenting every move of my life because I want to. I mean, in a sense.
Well, it's just a new commercial, It's like people are going to believe what you say about a piece of meat than they are a fake actress kissing her fake husband on TV about, you know what I mean? A beautifully lit piece of meat, I think.
I'm the first one to like a very unthought out, uncreative post of Tanner Tolbert,
Same. Like I go out of my, I need to be better, but I've like tried to go out of my way to really like engage with that post.
So something I've seen, it's actually been pretty, it's the opposite of what you're suggesting, right? It's something where you would want people to be encouraging. But if you go on Reddit threads, it's actually like there's groups to just take down people on purpose. It's a really miserable. There's a lot of people that are very angry.
Reddit terrifies me. I do think that
you go on and check Reddit a lot to see what people are saying.
I'm never on Reddit, but that GameStop thing was fascinating.
Really fascinating.
Yeah. So that is something that it irks me too, because let's say someone does post something, even for a brand. I mean, I've seen Reddit threads where they'll say, hey, DM this brand. So they'll never work with that client or person ever again. Yes. And then that brand will get like 100 comments. And then, it's been to the point where people know that where it's coming from now. Like brands kind of expect it. It's part of like, I guess, 2020. Like people may not think that this is a real job, and people just try to take people, this down. And
they're jealous.
Honestly, exactly. And what, just to come back to what you were saying, Ashley, before about, I don't get why people don't think this is a job. It really is. It's something where, to make an earnest living of, let's say, $50,000 to $100,000 a year. If you were to work full-time, Johnson & Johnson or a corporation, there's so much work that goes into this. It's not a 9 to 5, 40-hour-a-week job. It can be an 80-hour-a-week job. And just because you're not in an office all day and you're self-employed doesn't mean that you're wrong and they're right, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. It's just very different, and some people don't understand that change in earnings, so to speak.
Yeah. I always like to say, like, to the people who say that to me, come and live my life for a week, and we'll see if you think it's a job or not at the end of that week.
It's such a job. Oh my God. It's so time consuming.
Anyway,
I watch you just consume so much
You
time.
and I live a very similar work lifestyle.
Yeah. I haven't bought into like, I only really like working with brands I genuinely am obsessed with. I can genuinely say every brand, I think there's just one or two that I'm like, I don't care either way.
For me, there's one or two.
But every single one I am genuinely obsessed with. Like I work with Murad, Revolve, like Lay's chips now. Like I just, Siete Foods, like I love it. Paul, can you just, my dream is to do an M&M McFlurry commercial. Can you just like make that happen for me? I feel like the McFlurry doesn't get a lot of marketing.
It doesn't, because it doesn't need the marketing.
But there should be a McFlurry commercial in the same way, you know how when because I don't have cable, when I come to Ashley's, I always see these pizza commercials and I'm like, they work. I want this pizza right now. I want that grease on the pepperoni. We need a McFlurry commercial, and I think I could really
Food
sell
is
it.
the easiest thing.
The closest thing to that was, I don't know if you remember, Ashley, when we had that Postmates hookup.
Yeah,
that was money.
That was really cool.
The good old days.
Damn, those were
really cool.
Lauren would ride Ashley's coattails so hard and use Ashley's Postmate.
She let me.
Yeah, no, she let you, but it was so funny.
Okay, I want to ask, for like the sake of entertainment for our audience, has there ever been a time where I actually drove you nuts and I didn't know I was driving you nuts, or is that like a weekly basis thing?
To be honest with you, you're great, Ashley. We love you. But there's so many other people that do drive us nuts all the time. Again, you're very, not to toot your own horn, but you're very focused and business oriented. So, and that's kind of how you have to treat this. You treat this as a business. This is your income. You do multiple podcasts a week. You're very scheduled. You have your own system and it works for you. You actually, work probably 60 to 70 hours a week. Plus you travel like crazy. Like if you have to, even, pre-COVID, you were all over the place and you were okay with that. So honestly, it just comes down to, the people that, most of the, I guess this kind of goes into like a diva moment. most of the quote unquote diva moments we've actually had have been with our men clients, not so much the females,
Why
which is kind of interesting.
Because men probably don't. There's probably some shame and guilt attached. Remember, like even when you started really dating Jared. Remember, Jared wasn't super into posting.
No, and that's because men don't get ads very easily.
No, I think it's because they have shame and guilt and they just don't, I don't know, they feel like it's a little, I kind of feel like that. I mean, I have more masculine energy. I'm like, oh, I don't want to promote this. Like, I think guys have like a sort of ego around it.
Is that why? Why do you feel like they're more diva-like?
I think that's insecurity, actually. I'm a guy myself, right? Like, we're honestly not as mature as most women at our age. I'll just be honest with you. We're not. And especially if you get thrown into, like, fame or television and press, it really messes with you. And, you know, it's not just endorsements. Like, you hit the head on the nail, Naz. You really did with that. But at the same time, it could be something as simple as when we were doing personal appearances. If someone, right, if you're doing a 2-hour plane ride somewhere and they don't offer first class, it's a 2-hour flight, they just don't do it. Mm-hmm. What would you rather do? Take a 4-hour connecting flight so you have first class, or take a 2-hour flight, you know, oh, here's the Spirit airline, just because it's cheap and it just gets you there fast. And we would do things like this. And if it was this, you know, I guess I've had meltdowns before over, oh my God, I didn't get first class. Who do you like? Wow, you don't even want to know the things that were said to me. And yeah, it's disgusting because it's like we're helping make you money.
Right.
I'm trying to make your life easy, and you're just complaining because you don't have a first class ticket because this option might be much more convenient. And a lot of those moments have actually happened with males versus most of the women that we work with.
I would say in the class, in the example of first class, I think they probably just want to ride first class so that like there's a status symbol attached to them rather than like an actual comfortability thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe they want room because they're tall.
Exactly.
I don't know.
But then you're not being practical.
Right.
Right?
It's like you can suck it up for 2
hours.
Yeah. I have one final question personally. I think it's no secret that like when people have kids or get a dog, that can help their engagement. Do you have any stories of people that have just gotten pregnant or gotten a dog in order to increase engagement and make money?
You know, the whole pregnancy thing is that's a very touchy subject. I always tell everybody to, you know, there's a category for any part of your life, right? Like if you're single, if you're engaged, if you're married, if you are, you know, you do conceive, post-baby, but it's just another stage and an opportunity. But it doesn't mean that there is an opportunity if you like are single, right? And don't have any children. So to answer your question, I try not to even touch that subject. I'm like, listen, if it happens, it happens. This is your life. And I don't, you know, I can only move pieces based on what you guys decide.
Oh, wait, my question wasn't, are you promoting that? My question is like, have you been in contact or have you had experience with any clients who are like, maybe I should just get a dog so that I can make more money, which would honestly make me so sad, but I kind of feel like kind of happens sometimes. I don't know.
So people have had that conversation and I just back out of it right away. I'm like, listen, this needs to be you. Right. Like the opportunity will follow you regardless of what happens. But it's something where that's a very like, you know, that's such a deep conversation that that's not my decision to make or even encourage. So I just, you know, I tell them that whatever you decide to do, you know, it'll still be great. But it has been brought up many times of people that have been like, hey, I'm excited because we are trying for kids, right? And that could be an opportunity. But I haven't really had anyone tell me that they are having a child just to make money from
that was my question.
I don't think that people do that.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a YouTuber that rehomed her adopted child.
I know. It was really
So you
bad.
can't tell. I didn't ask that question to be fishy or sneaky or dirty. I'm asking from a genuine place of someone that doesn't work with influencers. Like if those are conversations that people have behind
it's a
closed
very
doors.
interesting question
Because
I'm,
it makes
I'm
me
just
sad.
judging the people that would do that.
Well, yeah, me too. It makes me really sad. Don't get a dog or think of doing something just for money.
Okay, we have to hand over the podcast equipment to Jared for his podcast. But I wanna finalize this one with your story about Juan Pablo and Nikki, because you were there firsthand to witness their breakup.
Oh my God, this is so fun.
Really? It's okay.
So
It's
it was interesting because, like, again, this whole Bachelor thing kind of just fell into my lap, right? So some of the first clients that I did work with from Bachelor were Juan and Nikki. And I still actually work with Nikki. I love Nikki. She's awesome. But we had an opportunity in 2014. Kate, my wife, who we've been married for 3 years, we had the opportunity to all go together to Bali, Indonesia, right? Free trip. You know, we're all going to go. Great. It's going to be awesome. But, you know, we were, I think, 26 at the time. And, you know, the women that are listening to this podcast can relate to this. Me and Kate were dating for about 6-7 years at that point. And, you know, you start to get that little itch. You're like, where's this engagement ring? You know, like, what's going on with their future? And it was the perfect opportunity, you know, to actually propose to Kate.
Aww.
So when we all went to Indonesia together, you know, it was like the 4th or 5th day we were there. You know, one of the sunrises actually proposed to Kate. Beautiful ring, pictures, so excited. But that day, you know, with Juan and Nikki there, it kind of created friction, to be honest with you, because, you know, Nikki was great. She's like, oh my God, congratulations, whatnot. But you could tell that it brought some bad recent memories of what might have happened a couple months before that.
Like him
And
not
for the rest of the
proposing?
trip.
Oh, shit.
And there was a lot of friction. The rest of the trip, you know, there was talks and whatnot. And we were just like trying to stay out of it, but it just created a lot of friction. And, you know, when we got back from the trip, I think they ended the relationship a couple weeks afterwards when we got back.
Aww.
But it's just very relevant now because, you know, Claire was the Bachelorette and Juan and not. But,
wow.
But yeah, that was.
So you're the reason they broke up.
interesting.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Who knows?
You maybe
Your
spread it
claim
up
to
a little
fame.
bit.
But they're both happy in their new relationships, right?
Actually, I think Juan Pablo's single again. He got divorced.
Shocking.
Aw.
Wow.
Damn.
I didn't even know that. But yeah, to answer your question, I guess Juan's single and Nikki's still married, so all's good in the world.
He,
Very good. Very good.
he married Miss Venezuela for a while.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, we all know how pretty Miss Venezuela's
I
always
need to
are.
follow. It's always are. Paul, you were such a wealth of knowledge. We love you. We're so indebted to you for making I Don't Get
everything.
It podcast possible and everything you do for us. And thanks for sharing all that with us.
Thank you so much.
Love you.
Where can people find you, Paul?
Yeah.
You know,
Don't
my
hand out
website's going to be.
information.
Yeah, so my website's going to be launching in about 2-3 weeks from now. I have a whole new website. It's just pauldesisto.com. And then all my contact information, agency, everything will be on there. So
DeSisto's
you can reach out to,
DESISTO.
yep, pauldesisto.com. And also my personal email is paul@pauldesisto.com. But again, that's launching in the next couple of weeks. I'm actually pulling a whole little influencer thing and doing a photo shoot for myself, which is kind of, you know, weird to think about. But I'm really excited to launch it. And it's just going to have things like about me and what I do. And that's going to be the best way to touch with me personally.
Okay, well, you should probably plug your beautiful wife, Kate's new, project or job of life. Why am I so awkward in articulating everything? I was trying to make it sound fancy, but she's like really into interior design and she just got a real estate license. So her Instagram is full of their flips.
Oh, that's sick.
Ooh, that's so fun. Everyone loves a flip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's her IG?
Kate's Instagram handle. So her handle is K Lasova is her handle.
You don't know by
So is
her,
it Kate
Paul?
or
How do
K?
you spell?
Okay, I'm sorry. No, so it's Kate Lasova is her handle. KATELISSOVA. So it's at Kate, KATELISSOVA. So she's, you're going to be seeing her, you know, she, like Ashley mentioned, we have rental properties. She does interior design, flipping. We've been super active and she just got a real estate license and Right now, she's going to be focusing on the Jersey Shore, the beautiful Jersey Shore.
Cool.
And she's going to be taking that by storm, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Yay.
cool.
Well, congrats
Very
on
cool.
all those accomplishments. Very exciting. Can't wait to see those headshots.
Awesome.
Bye, Paul. We love you.
I know.
See ya.
Love you guys more. See you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, see you later.
Did you know that everyone has an aura? Do you know what color your aura is? Maybe you have a fiery red personality or a quiet and calm blue or green. You could be an organized and methodical yellow or an explosive purple. Come join me, Mystic Michaela, on my podcast, Know Your Aura, to find out all about how your personality can be explained in colors.
I don't get it. Podcast.